Hello everyone, this is LW Gaming and welcome back for another video of Langrisser M. This time around we're gonna take this to a different approach because we'll be reviewing my Apex battles, three of them actually. So I am going to showcase all three of those battles in one video. I'm going to timestamp everything so you can skip ahead and see which battle you want to see first or whatever. So anyways, the first match is against is BontaK. BontaK. I don't know how you're gonna pronounce it. I'm sorry if I butcher your name, but anyways, when I first matched my first opponent, I didn't realize he's actually my cross server friend. So here we are. So right away, I end up going second because the game chooses the order randomly. And my first ban was Watham because I don't see anybody else as being a big threat to my team at least. Aside from AO, I mean AO, she is still a threat, but I don't actually want to ban her first because there's a lot of reasons. Like one, there because sometimes you had to ban someone else other than AO when it comes to like that different boxes and different teams. You're gonna need to decide who should be banned first. So I know most people will ban Rosenseal first, but some people will ban Z2. But anyways, it mostly depends. So looking at both the boxes, both the boxes like mine included with his. So anyways, my as you can see here, my box is like a mixture of push as well as just a solid typical typical team that can actually assess that can do a decent power against the other team. And I gotta let you know that there are some units in my box that ends up being baits, even though they look pretty menacingly. There are some that are actually bait in general, but sometimes it could be the other units around. Like for this match, the bait on this one is actually Christian as well as Elwin, because I'm not going to use these two in this match because I am actually trying to use Lightbringer. In fact. So let me go to the next step after I did the first ban, and then now the opponent's gonna do the first ban on my box, and of course he chose Rosenseal. That's a good pick for the ban, and then he deployed SP Leon. I should have banned him first, but I mean it's fine because even though SP Leon might sound menacing, he's actually counter. He's actually can be countered in many ways, of course, if you know how to play against him. That is. Thankfully, I was well prepared because Lightbringer comes with a Planex that allows her to survive against his attack. And I'm gonna ban his two units now, and those two were Rosenseal and Z2. Obvious reasons. I don't want her. I don't want Rosenseal to be there to heal, and then Z2 prevent that revive since my Rosens got banned. And I deployed an SR Claws. And in case you guys don't remember what I did with the last video, I actually awakened. Actually, wait, not the last video. The video that I showed my progress update. At that time I actually awakened Claws for this purpose, like being able to use her in the Apex arena. And in a lot of ways, it, it opens up more opportunity for me to have another healer on my team. Because as of right now, my current box is my previous box is lacks of healing power as well as dispelling. So with her in my team, even though yes, she's just an SR, she does provide me with a lot of potential, like be able to remove debuffs if there's any. So it's moving on, and now my opponent's gonna do the two bans on my units, and he chose Z2 and Kyra. And yeah, as you can see there, not bad picks because they are both pretty dangerous, especially Kyra. Like she can move pretty far and also ignore guarding. Okay, so So yeah, what's next now? He's going to choose a unit, and that is none other than AO. Which at first I'm a little afraid, but I got this. So now I'm gonna choose the two units I'm going to ban on this team, and I chose a Ring and Cherie. I mean, of course, Ring is not relevant anymore because of Rosensteel, but since my Rosensteel got banned, I had to ban Ring in order to stop the debuffs. I mean, I don't have to ban him, but just for safety measures, I don't really want Ring to be too strong against my team. Just an FYI. And then I chose AO since he chose that as well. So that means that this battle is going to be like a battle of the gods. If you think about this. So now he's gonna do the 2 unit ban, and he chose Watham and Lucretia. They both are pretty dangerous. So I couldn't blame him for them to be banned. All right, and then he chose Genesis. Not bad. I wish I have her start up, but right now she's not usable. She's not in a usable state for me. Like I think she's still 4-star for me. So yeah, if she was higher than that, I would have slot her in. But other than that, I just couldn't find a spot for her because she's just too weak for me to bring her in. And now I'm gonna be choosing the units to ban, and I chose the healers, like the remaining healers, I believe. Well, actually, the healers that were actually he has 4 healers in his box. So yeah, banning all of them, all the healers is not possible for this kind of box. So because one of them's gonna get picked anyways. So I the reason I chose Florentia and Tiaras is because they both healing powers are crazy strong. So I decided to ban those two so that way he cannot be going crazy with the healing. And then Liana, I was originally thinking about banning her because of the act again, but however at the same time I don't think the healing is that crazy, so I decided you know what I'll let her be. So that's what I did from that. And then I'm gonna choose a unit to fight, and that will be Cherie. And then now he's gonna be banning my units, and those two were Epsilon and Gintoki. Yep, both are pretty strong. Epsilon especially. That can also do like guard ignore. But since I mean he still had tanks in his box, so he might be choosing one soon. But he chose Liana instead, so I took this chance to ban his meta tanks, which are Christiane and Hilda. And then I chose Lightbringer for my tank. And then this is the one where he messed up on his ban pick. He banned both of my bait units, which is Elwin and Christiane, which is good for me because now I can use Lostum as my final selection. And he selected Elwin, which is not bad, even though this is not an SP. But other than that, he's not someone I should not like put think of this as like a pushover or something. But anyways, let's get into the match and see what has happened here. So anyways, before we begin the battle, we need to see each of their stats. So this is BontaK's team. Elwin looks decent with his stats, like has a 1600 attack power and some defense, and not much of the magic side. But I mean, of course, Elwin is a physical unit, so this is not surprising. Okay, and then we also have Live Genesis. Live Genesis is Live Genesis is like at a 1300 int, which is also decent for with the faction buff, of course. Awakened one, she will get her faction buff later, but her stats will change, of course, later. And then SP Leon, yep, this is someone I should address before I push his team. And of course, there's Liana. Her main purpose is to protect and support his team, or her team actually. And these are my units. The 1300 attack, which is somewhat decent, but still needs some improvements. And there's AO with the 1240 int, which is a lot, not gonna lie. And there's Lightbringer with 1200 int as well. And there is Loston with a 10,000 attack. Although it sounds low, but it's actually okay in this kind of matchup because he does at least like deal some serious damage. And then there's Claws. Yeah, her stats is kind of garbage, but I mean her only purpose here is just help my allies. That's all. So let's get the battle going.
私の言葉は禁忌の断り。正しい道を守り続けて。
So just now, what BontaK did was a smart move because he spellbound my high mobility units. That also includes Loston because his grappling range that allows him to move even further. So yeah, having these two spellbound actually stalls them a little bit. So that means they won't be able to travel as far as they normally would. So yeah, that's a good move there. So I did plan my move carefully because if I move forward now, I'm afraid that it's gonna displace most of my units. So yeah, I gotta make sure all my units are within Lightbringer's range before I proceed to push. So we're both just moving our units to better positions without being compromised, and then Leon is on his move with Freeze. That right there kind of terrified me a little. But we'll be fine. So I decided to spellbound Leon. Anyways, when I used the Awaken one, I decided to spellbound Leon and Light of Genesis, so they both would not try to traverse towards my side that quickly. Although Leon will still reach me, regardless, because of the chivalry that will allow him to move 3 more blocks. But anyways, the next round is where things starting to get heated up. Hold on, one sec. Yep, we just keep moving our units while I keep Cherie there, and this is where he may I mean the first one is not a mistake, but the second one is where he messed it up with Leon. Basically he charged at one of my units, but however Lightbringer protected against him. As you can see here, he's trying to kill my Lostum, but failed. And as you can see there, the 3C actually does displace them really good. So what I'm doing right now is I'm trying my best to get them back in position. So this is what I did. I move AO first to get Leon out of there. So that way she can heal and also jump out of the way. And then AO comes in with her 3C, dropping meteors on my 2 units. Thankfully that last meteor did not land on Lostum, otherwise he will be dead. So what I did next is I move Claws towards Lightbringer to heal everybody with the 3C. Diana do act again on Awaken 1. So yeah, I know Lostum is gonna die, so I decided to make use of him by making him charge forward instead of running away. And I attack AO from that range. Like close range, of course. Just trying to do enough damage so AO does not kill him in the first turn. And then I grapple away as far as I can. But AO still reached me, but thankfully with the attack I did, Lostum did not die. Lawson did not die from that attack. Okay, now it's the new turn. I move Shuri in to get AO. And I have no clue why he chose AO as a demon when I have Shuri. So yeah, after that attack, Shuri gets to move again. And this time, instead of going after Liana, I went after Light of Genesis. Because Light of Genesis is more dangerous than Liana. Not just to let you, just an FYI. Because of that extra range. I did not want to deal with her in the near future of this battle, so I decided to finish her immediately. Taking out 2 enemies at once. And now his team is down to Elwin and Liana. And and his next move, of course, is going after my Shuri. And he does take her out. Which is alright because I still have a winning chance. Okay, and AO has returned. Thankfully, I don't have to worry about her because when in her clone version, she's not gonna have a lot of stats on her. So basically, she is a nerfed version of herself. So I'm not really worried against AO. She can die. She can actually just die easily. And one thing I realized that this AO is not even 5 stars yet, which is she can only hit me from 3 blocks. And after Elwin moved, I decided to use that opportunity to get AO immediately. Which is not enough to kill, but enough damage to hinder her. And I did Spellbound again, this time on the Awakened one and Liana. Unfortunately, Lawson did actually die here, but that's alright. But I did finish his AO so that way she won't cause any more chaos. I just knew that he's gonna charge at me, so I decided to do defense position. Okay, Elwin already acted, so I decided to attack him with everything I got. And this is where I finished the battle by finishing Elwin with Lightbringer. And just like that, he knew he already lost because I took over the lead on the damage, as well as took out most of the important units. So, anyways, this is the first battle I did. So let's look at the second one. Let's see. The second one is against Landon. So let's see what this is. Let's see what kind of matchup this is. Okay, so again I go second. because you know RNGs usually aren't being generous when it comes to turn order. So anyways, for this one, since this one do not have something that could actually cause issues, like you know there's no Z2 on board either, but there's Watham. So I decided to do first ban Rosenseal, so that way I can try to deploy Z2 as my first unit. And then he banned my Rosenseal as well to prevent healing, which is 100% all right. And of course, my opponent deployed Christian as the first play, so I banned his two units like Kyra and Gintoki, so they aren't gonna mess around with my box for anytime soon. And since Rosen is banned, I chose Z2 as my first option. And then he banned my my Watham and Christian. I won't be able to use those. And then there's Watham. Okay, Epsilon and Lostum banned. I don't want these two to like bypass my guarding. Lightbringer deployed. Gentoki Epsilon banned. Lucretia deployed. And then I banned Cherie and Elwyn. And then I deployed Cherie. And then it banned my remaining healing source, which is fine. And then there's IBC. There's Sizzy White and Liana banned. And then I deployed Lucretia. And then once again, this opponent actually kind of fall for my bait. Elwyn and Landius aren't the two I'll be using as the last unit. And then deploy Lycogenesis as the last one. And I chose Lostum instead of AO. And you'll see why, because I already have a magic unit on board. I don't think I'll need another. So yeah, I think Lostum has like a better reach than AO. And also has an excellent escape power. Oh, I forgot to check their stats. Hold on, let me rewind that step. Okay, so here it is. So these are the stats here. All these units are decently has like decent stats on them. Alright, I'm going to revert to the next step here. And this is my turn. Lightbringer first play. Okay, and then he's trying to teleport Watham forward, which is kind of scary at the beginning, but I am prepared. Okay, and let me explain why I move Cherie up right there. So that way this Watham would not reach over to my golem. Because like as long as that sword does not hit like right here, the golem will remain safe, so Lucretia can still use her full range. And Cherie is just here to body block, because I know that he has a skill that can probably reach it. Well, maybe not, but I'm doing this for safety measures because I don't want Z2 to get killed that easily. So let's see, what will he do now? He's going to down step my Cherie, but did not go to where he desired. He almost took out my Lightbringer. So I use this opportunity to kill off his Watham. Well, not yet, but soon he's gonna be dead. I decided to use D2 to finish him off. Of course, this is not her 3C, it's her Sword Soul skill. Yeah. Anyways, I shouldn't have attacked that thing with lost them, but it's all right. He did took out my Lightbringer, but it's fine. She still has that one revive on her. I gotta kill that sword, otherwise my team is just gonna get stalled. And then here comes Black Hole, that could probably mess us up big time. Yeah, and D2 got silenced. And Lucretia kinda got too close, so I decided to get her immediately. But unfortunately that's not enough to kill her. Yeah, at first I was worried that IBC is probably gonna kill Lawson, but thankfully he survived the hit, while also retaliating enough damage to get all her soldiers. And I don't know why he left there, but whatever. He probably knew I already got the upper hand, but although at the same time, I don't think I ever even had the upper hand at all in the first place, but I don't know what's the reason behind this person leaving in this kind of match. But anyway, I took the win regardless. I mean, he could have won, but I don't know why he chose to leave on that point. Okay, and finally, let's talk about let's see what the third match brings in here. This is a bronze 2 match, by the way. Okay, and also surprisingly, the game decided to let me go first. But however, in exchange, my opponent gets the first ban. So looking at the opponent's box, some of you might have noticed that why does he have some units that are actually off meta? Well, let me point out which ones that are actually off meta. So there were actually 3 units on here that was not expect them to bring. Which the first one was Duron Leda, of course. I mean, they are decent, but I don't think they're that strong in this mode. And there's Akka, which I believe she's not no longer a meta unit, which is sad. And there is SP Sigma. So yeah, I had no idea what to deal with him because I know that he's probably like dangerous if if I do not take him if I do not take him lightly. I mean too lightly. I mean like so. What I mean to say is that if I'm not being careful, SP Sigma might be dangerous for my team. That's what I'm trying to say. All right. Next step is let's see. I did my ban, and of course, from the first match I did, I decided to do the first ban on SP Leon. Although yes, that opens up for Rosenseal to be deployed, but that's all right. But so I chose Rosenseal of my own as my first pick this time. And then let's see what my opponent's gonna ban first. Kyra and Cherie. Okay, understandably. And of course, he deployed Rosenseal. I banned his Wheeler and Gentoki because I don't want Wheeler to like apply those the before battle healing. Yeah, that is annoying to deal with. So I decided to ban him right away. And I dropped my Gentoki to see what he would do against him. And then he banned Lostem and Christian, which is as expected, because Lostem is a very strong assassin unit, both offense and running away. And then Christian deployed, and I just banned the Kyra and Cherie for the same reason like he did previously with the assassin team. And I chose Lightbringer because one of my tank is already banned. I did not want Lightbringer to get banned next, so I had to deploy her to save her from being banned. But in exchange, I lost my Z2 and Lucretia in the ban. And then Helena deployed, which honestly I'm not worried because Helena is counterable, like Leon, but of course in a different way. And also banned the SP Narm and SP Sigma. I mean, of course I could have left SP Sigma alone, but I also at the same time don't want to deal with his madness if I'm not prepared because I honestly never fought SP Sigma in my life, so I do not want to take that chance. And I deploy Epsilon because he's my one and only tank ignore attacker. So yeah, I selected him to hopefully to do some mad damage. And then he banned my Watham and Elwyn, which is something I wanted in the beginning. Jerome later pick is a little unusual for me, but he chose that anyways. And then I'm gonna ban his last two units, which is the healers, Florentia and Sizzy White. So that way these two will not like mess around with my team. And I chose Claws in case if debuffs are actually an issue. I can just use her to cleanse them all. And then the last unit he deployed is another unit I'm also not expecting, which is Akka. Oh, and also not to mention he also had Betty. So yeah, I don't know why Betty's in here, but I don't think I don't know. It mostly depends what kind of box you're running that might need her, but most of the time you probably don't want to slot her in to Apex in the high levels, of course. Sorry, I was about to cough. Hold on. Oh no, I'm trying to mute myself, but it end up proceed to catch my cough. Oh no. Okay, sorry about that. So, anyways, where are we at? So, anyways, let's look at each of our stats since I'm going first this time. Let's take a look at the stats of each of the units I have. So yeah, Gintoki at 6 stars, quite insane with his attack, like 1200 ish. That's actually pretty decent. Lightbringers, you already seen it, and the claws. Her purpose here is just dispelling. And then I also have Epsilon, which is 1300 attack, which is not bad. I mean, it could be higher than that, but for now, I'm gonna work with that. And then there's Rosenseal that will like keep our units alive against splashes. Now let's look at the enemy team. Even though General Leda is underrated, they have decent stats on attack and int. So keep in mind that this unit is actually a hybrid, like Altair or actually Azusa in this matter. And they're also awakened. So yeah, that is gonna make this battle a little more interesting. There's also Christiane. The stats does not look great, but however, when she enters her faction buff mode, things will change. And then there's Akka. Looks pretty weak, to be honest. And then for Helena, somewhat weak, but a little bit more on the decent side. But anyways, we'll see how it goes. And there's Rosenseal. Her purpose is probably just healing, not useful attacking, of course. So again, my first move is Lightbringer, put her in position to protect my allies. And my opponent did the same thing with Christiane. And then I move Epsilon away so that way he can get his stealth ability. So that in case if they're trying to get me on first turn with Helena, I will be prepared for it. Gintoki, I move him forward, and also with the lucky RNG, he was breezed. Okay, on turn 2, this is where things starting to get a little heated. So as you can see here, Akka already deployed her wolf because of her equipment. And of course, this wolf isn't gonna do much because it's just a summon unit. Most summon units don't usually do much damage. So I plan my move carefully because I know he's probably gonna charge at me at any moment now. So my tactic here is I had to ensure my units remain in a safer position. So that's why I'm not charging because sometimes if you keep charging a lot of times, this is actually like a reckless move. So I decided, you know what, if I should probably stay put, that's probably the best move for me. So that way I can have a better positioning of what to do next. So I decided to move S14 back into the group. So that way. So that way Epsilon will be in range of those units whenever they're in range. So as you can see there, Journal Leda made a move and activate their 3C. So now Juro is actually present with the other skill here, which is called Holy Ward. Looks a little strange if you're not familiar with them because Journal Leda has like a hybrid version of Holy Ward. This one uses physical damage, that's why it's showing blue instead of the traditional yellow. And as expected, Durham Leda's damage is great, but however, the defense is not too great. I could charge them with Gintoki, but at the same time, it's a class disadvantage. I don't want to risk it. He's trying to go after Rosensteel, but failed. Yep, and he just made a big mistake there. So I used the scooter to push Helena into the fog. But I mean, of course she's not gonna die. But so yeah, at that move I was a little confused because I know Aka has the ability to teleport, but I guess this person did not anticipate if you do it on yourself, it's not gonna make Aka act again. So yeah, basically Aka is in a weird position right now. I used Epsilon to finish up Zero and Leia. And the wolf comes back, but that's actually no big deal. Anyways, he forgot that my Lightbringer still exists. Yeah. Anyways, I use Lightbringer to finish her off because I cannot use Gintoki because that's risky to do. And just like that, my opponent ran away because he knew that the key unit Helena is his own win condition. So yeah, after that I got the win. So anyways, these are all the 3 battles I'm going to be showing for today. So hope you all find this video entertaining and see you all next time, whenever that time comes.